Yo, Tony D with a special one, especially with it being Halloween. I have Cul-De-Sac, issue 1, and I'll also give you a peek at the covers of issue 2 and 3, and the reason being they're fantastic. Jonathan Wayshak is an incredible artist, and I'm gonna be very honest, like I didn't know who it was. Like I'm just new to the world still. Like I've been in the comic game for quite some time, but a lot of that time was me being very innocent, naive, and just buying stuff and reading it and leaving it at that. No research, nothing like that. But now I'm into all that. And so someone made a comment on a video. This was in like a pickup video, and they were like, yeah, this dude's been around for a while. So it's all good, man. So just look at the cover. That, boom, there you go. Mike Carey doing the writing. We'll get into that. The narration it's really good. I didn't know how to feel about it, but the way I was introduced to this is I bought Planet Death from Bad Idea, and it wasn't bad. Decent read. That's a futuristic tale, but in the back they had advertisements for things coming up, and this was one of them. And I looked at the art and I was like, oh my gosh, this is insanely good. And I talked to a guy at the comic shop, and he was like, yeah, you got to get on that. And just that interaction alone like pushed me to the edge of like, yeah, I'm doing it. And I'm glad I did. I actually have the foil. It's like a foil. It's the cul-de-sac is like, I call it gold flake, which it's not flake, but it's like it's foiled out. I can't find it, man. It's like it's in this room somewhere in the mega shop, but your boy needs to get organized. But man, let's get into this. Mike Carey, Jonathan Wayshak, and also a surprise to me was Marissa Louise doing the colors. And I had been reviewing RoboCop, the Boom Studios run from 2014, and the colors in that were fantastic, and it's probably my favorite colorist right now. Totally love the sketches, kind of developmental sketches, and it is really good. The Wayshak artwork is it's a chaotic masterpiece. He has real jagged line work, distorted anatomy that really, it creates a sense of unease, and the faces just twist with emotion. Shadows stretch unnaturally, and it really lends well to, in this suburban setting you're fixing to see, it just warps it into a surreal nightmare, and it's beautiful, man. It is grotesquely beautiful. So to start off, these are really, and I don't know, man. I really don't think they're antagonists. They're like a group of vampire hunters, and you're just introduced to that. And I was like, all right, this is cool. This is how I want my vampires. Another thing I might add is the paper. Like, I'm very tactile, and this paper stock is like really cool. It's more, I don't know, it's not like the newsprint of the older books, but it's definitely different. It's not that polished, finished stuff that you're seeing nowadays. So that was refreshing to me. I like when they change stuff up like that. But these vampire hunters, what they're doing is they're trying to get a bead on a group of vampires that they're hunting. And yeah, just look at that artwork. It's perfect for this book. And I love the distortion. Even in regular people that aren't, the vampires, they have a distorted view of them, like very imposing figure here. And the coloring, and it works so well. Even with like this right here, like just the splatters and everything has a purpose. And it really floored me. So you get this real familiar, like, slice of Americana. You have cheerful parents, kept lawns. You have a very grounded sense of community that's, being portrayed here. And then you get this weird interaction with the rabbits. And look at the eyeball. But what they're talking about, are the kids ready? And you get a sense of, the parents seem very, they're setting up this rite of passage. And when I was reading this, I was like, you pretty much know what's up. You know what I mean? But Mike Carey does a great job of threading this, into the story. And I do love the black and white panels. It's almost like the black and white is turning into, just the innocence of being young fading out. That's really how I was looking at that. So they're going on a camping trip. And you just have this sense of foreboding, like that, there's a monstrous truth that's fixing to be unleashed on these kids. But Mike Carey does an excellent job of giving you that slice of Americana, like a neighborhood, man, like a cool neighborhood. That's why I love the title Cul-De-Sac. Fits extremely well. And then you get in, very colorful. Luisa's colors are like, they jam, man. They really do. I used to not be big in the colors, or I was very aware of it, but I wasn't like, I don't know, kind of naive. Like I knew things were like, how things click in your mind when you're reading it, and you don't know why, especially when you're, starting off reading comics. But when you really start studying it, it's great. And these whole, like, very cheerful, like you're really saying goodbye to innocence. And this whole trip is their initiation into, being told what they really are. And there's also, Wayshak gives you this sense of the kids are actually very innocent and funny. That's one thing I'll give this book is like, as, issue 2 and 3, like there's a very innocent feel with these kids. Like they're actually funny in some senses, but it sets up a extreme contrast when they're faced with this truth. And it's a brutal truth. It's just the black and white, it's fading out, the whole innocence. Yeah, and the kids are like asking, why is there one for each of us? Oh, Bunny's cool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying there, that whole contrast. And the mom is really trying to soften the blow by talking about, predator-prey relationships. And there's also this line like, look at the face, like it's so insidious, like the truth really is going to be mind-shattering, emotionally shattering for these kids. And it's like, but there's a comment here, like, because the vampires, there's us. So it's like you're already getting hints that they're more than just vampires. And they call it the necrotil. And I mean, it's just like, look at the betrayal of wickedness. It's a brutal truth, and the mom is like not pulling any punches, man. She's like, we can drink blood, but this form of vampire they are is they drink life. And she gives them an example, and it's pretty horrific for a kid. Like, look at their faces. I totally enjoy this innocent face thing that Wayshak brings. Some of it's funny, and I'll show you that in one of the covers. So you're really getting it to the core of this. Wayshak is exploring inherited type evil. And it is evil, right? Like, it's the horror of inherited evil, and the children are now at a point where they have to choose between, the children must choose or embrace the monstrous legacy their parents are offering them, or reject it and risk becoming prey, because there are people that hunt them. So they're stuck in this conflict, and the real central conflict echoes real world anxieties with kids, like the pressures to conform, the fear of disappointing those who raised you, and the courage it takes, to forge your own path. Like, you're presented all that here. That's why Mike Carey does a fantastic job with the writing, and the kids really they really focus with their own group to figure things out. So they're really on their own, like, in a way, before we get to this. So the hunters have a bead on the family. So the family is all, so the mom went back to the house. They forgot something. So the family's all in there, doing their vampire stuff, the whole kit and caboodle. And I mean, they're just closing in. There's more of that black and white just fading out. And one of the kids, they get a voicemail. Their mom called, and the child let it go to voicemail. And now they're really like trying to figure out and navigate this whole thing that's been just unloaded on them. And one of the kids actually, I mean, he partook and drained the life force from his bunny. So now he's trying to eat regular food, and it ain't happening. Once you go, you're stuck. It's like, I mean, it's gruesome there, but it's like, this really serves a purpose, just the movement. So now see how he's getting coloring? So he's starting to shift into the world that's being thrust on him. What a great use of color in black and white. And there's a lot of conflict with him, taking the plunge. And you get more of how these kids are interacting with each other, and it's developing the relationships. See, there's more of that color, man. Totally, color is so integral and can really help with a story. See how he's in color and they're, black and white. And this kid, I mean, he's kind of enjoying it. So they're going back to the house, and I mean, they come upon this. It's crazy, dude. It is gruesome. That group of vampire hunters just laid waste, and they have some casualties as well. But I mean, it is very grotesque. It's really impactful. Totally like dug this blue streak there. Look how emotional, man. What great artwork, expressive. So, I mean, like crazy, dude. So she takes his life, that's a full adult. Takes his life force. So these are different vampires. Let's keep that in mind. Like, they're a step above from what the mom was saying. So now she took the plunge. Color. Oh, wow. So the mom did leave a message. Even the splatters, like, I mean, it's just, dude, I just love the chaotic visual that this presents. So they're licking their wounds. Those are the hunters. This guy seems to be a very integral part of their group. We'll see how that narration sets up in the future issues. So now, I believe it's Jagger. This is the guy that's orchestrating these groups. And he calls this person Jagger, who, I mean, from the get-go, this is a huge antagonist, and we'll see in future issues. But she is very brutal. And so now she is put on the hunt of these kids. So now they got to run. And there you go, man. Like, it's a great first issue. You see how dynamic it is. And one thing about Mike Carey, he really weaponizes the trust between parent and child, turning this story into a chilling allegory about legacy, betrayal, identity. it's full of all the, growing up type stuff. So it's really like a coming of age story wrapped in vampiric lore with a fresh take, I might add. I can shout out to my niece, man, Amy Dotson. I thought she would get it. She's a vampire person, and I thought she would really enjoy this, and she said she did. So, man, we'll keep going. Here's the other issues, just to show you Wayshak's brilliance. I mean, see the exaggeration there? It totally works. God, that's good. And this one right here, this one's important to me because, or just endearing to me because when I saw it, like this crazy character there and like the kids are running and I totally laughed. And I was like, you know what? That's cool, man. To get some humor. It's been a while for me. I lean into the dark stuff pretty heavy, but to get a giggle out of something like that, it was cool, man. I got to lighten up sometimes, but if you're in the great, I would get it for the artwork alone, man, and just enjoy it. But this is really, it's a triumph of horror storytelling. It's emotionally, it resonates emotionally, and it's visually arresting and thematically rich. So get on that.